It's Mr. McDonough and Miss Kayla from the library. Hi, hope you're having a good summer. We're out here on the library lawn on the Gale Library chairs. Right here. They're all over the lawn. So come, if you're looking for something to do, come outside. Come to the lawn. You can hang out on chairs, you can read a book, you can use the library Wi-Fi. And we also have a couple things going on the lawn. The first thing is a scavenger hunt. It's a library building scavenger hunt. So you pick it up at the front entrance to the library, and you can walk around. There's going to be different cool architectural details you can look for on the building. Some of them are tricky. And then there are some characters hiding in windows. So you can go around and look for that. And that's the first thing.
The other thing we have going on is a dinosaur stomping story walk that goes around the library building. It starts at the stone steps in the front of the library, and then it goes all the way around the building into the garden area and ends at the entrance to the garden. So follow it around the building. And there's another scavenger hunt too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but she said it.
So there's another scavenger hunt. You can pick up the card at the first stake for the story walk and find some of the dinosaurs hidden in the pages.
It's very cool.
The other thing we want to remind you of is to be sure that you're logging in and getting your summer reading minutes in so that you can earn your awesome buttons.
See? Dog button this week. Very cool.
So make sure you're logging those reading minutes.
Part of what we really like when you log in is the reviews. Writing reviews for the books you've read gets you extra tickets to go towards the prizes we have there and the books we have that you can win. So we're going to read a couple of the reviews because we really like them and we love hearing from you. So more reviews. So Miss Kayla, you have a couple. You have a review, don't you?
Absolutely. So the first review is for Princess in Black. This is actually the second book, but Princess in Black is an awesome series. And Wilhelmine wrote us a little review on Princess in Black. And Wilhelmine says, I think it was okay. I kind of was into it. It was cool that she had to keep a secret from the Duchess. And the Duchess found that she had black stockings, and Princess don't usually wear black.
Is that true, Miss Kayla?
I don't know. I mean, I wear black and I'm a princess.
See, so if you want to be a princess and wear black, just do it. Now here's a review from Elena, who loves Berenstain Bears and the Bad Habit, which she probably still has at home. So I'm bringing you other Berenstain Bears. I like the book because her parents, Mama and Papa Bear, taught her how to stop biting her nails. I didn't like how the book was old because I didn't understand some parts. Well, that's a valid criticism. I understand. Thank you for the review.
So the next book that I have is called Lift. Ashley left us a review and she says, the girl uses a magical elevator to take her on adventures. I liked when she brought her brother with her at the end.
Aww, brother and sisterly love. I just love that. And one more we're going to read. So Press Start, it's another graphic novel series that's pretty good for younger readers. So Kemi says, Super Rabbit, Tayo, Kemi and Tayo both wrote reviews. So Tayo said, Super Rabbit Racers was a cute, easy-read book. It's a book for when you just have time for a quick picture book. Quick picture book. I don't have a lot of time. I'm going to do this fast. So it's pretty good. So keep the reviews coming. And, tell us more about what's going on with the prizes.
The prizes. So the first thing that I want to let you know is if you're putting your tickets in to get the free books, if your siblings, you're not going to get the same book. Don't worry. We wouldn't give you the same book, right?
No, that would be bad.
Yeah. And we've been putting together some really awesome prize bags with your buttons and maybe some little extra surprises in there. And you will be able to pick up these bags at the end of the summer. We'll have more information on it coming out in the next few weeks.
Yeah, we're collecting. The bags are getting bigger and bigger every week. So
they're like big goodie bags.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. So it's going to be like an end of the summer prize for all of you. And then some of you might actually win a raffle too, which are extra big prizes. So we're just keep logging in, keep adding those minutes. We're trying to beat 300,000 minutes, which was around what we did last summer when we were all coming here. So we're gonna try for that. So keep adding those minutes in. So
Absolutely.
I think that's all we have to talk about. But right after this is gonna be another story time. So every week we're gonna bring in another show like this, and we're gonna have story times, maybe some crafts, going outside and looking at stuff.
A tour of some gardens.
Miss Kayla has an amazing garden, so I can't wait to see her show us that. And I hope it is amazing, Miss Kayla, because I've now said it's amazing.
I know. Pressure's on.
Pressure's on. All right, well, we miss seeing you, but keep doing the surprise bags. We love putting together bags of surprise books for you. The more the merrier. If you just want 30 picture books, say, I want 30 picture books, and I don't care what books they are. That's super fun for us. So keep doing that. Check out our, we forgot to talk about our
The new website.
new website.
The new website. It's so awesome. It is filled with tons of educational resources and book lists. You got to check it out.
Right. So that's galefreelibrary.org. Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa. galefreelibrary.org, although you kids probably know that better than.
And teens, if you have teens, let them know we have a new teens page.
Teens page? What's happening? Ah! All right, so stick around for the story time, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Hello. So I am sitting, I'm going to show you, in front of an old rock. It's a boulder, say, and it's in my yard. It's big. So I thought, what a good place to read a story about an old rock, right? Old Rock is Not Boring by Deb Pilutti. Old Rock had been sitting in the same spot at the edge of a clearing in the middle of a pine forest for as long as anyone could remember. And even before that. Being a rock must be awfully boring, said Tall Pine. You sit in the same spot day after day, said Spotted Beetle. It's a very nice spot, said Old Rock. Don't you want to go anywhere? Asked Hummingbird. It's a reasonable question to ask, of a hummingbird to ask. I've flown all over the world and sipped the nectar of exotic flowers. I would surely be bored if I could not fly. I flew once, said Old Rock. Gosh, said Tall Pine. How? Asked Spotted Beetle. Rocks don't fly, said Hummingbird. Old Rock told them at a time in the beginning when darkness was all around. And then I erupted out of a volcano and soared through the fiery sky and into the bright light of a new world. Wow. So, it was just the one time, said Hummingbird. And you've been sitting here since, said Tall Pine. Being bored, said Spotted Beetle. Not bored, said Old Rock. Don't you want to see more? Asked Spotted Beetle. If I climbed to the top branch of a tall pine, I might see a deer mouse nibbling seeds in a nearby tree. Or to watch ships sailing across the big lake. Old Rock said, I've seen a lot. Old Rock told him about the time when a group of friendly dinosaurs lumbered by, munching every leaf in sight. Then, many years later, a not-so-friendly dinosaur came looking for a meal. Look, he's saying, no, I've never seen her. Thanks. Tasty little dinosaur. Time passed. Things changed. And the world chilled. Well, you see that dinosaur bone in the background? The Ice Age. Which wasn't too bad, because Old Rock took a ride in a glacier and toured the land. There's Rock. Oh, there's that skeleton. So the glacier pulled Old Rock away from where he was. Once the glacier melted, it left me perched at the top of a ridge, and I could see the place where the sky touches the earth. You see these lines here? You see that illustrations all the time? That means it's moving. The rock is teetering. Teetering. My, you have seen a lot, said Spotted Beetle. How unusual, said Hummingbird. Yes, but that was ages ago, said Tall Pine. Aren't you bored now? Don't you want to move? My limbs flutter gently in a breeze and dance wildly when the wind blows. I've never danced, but I'm pretty good at doing somersaults, said Old Rock. Huh. Old Rock revealed that after teetering on the ridge for a while, the ground rumbled, and I tumbled and stumbled down, down, down into a valley. Grasses grew, mastodons roamed, and lakes formed. Shouldn't you be roaming? Look, the mastodon's sitting on his rock. So mastodons are prehistoric. They're kind of elephants, really hairy. So cool. I never knew a rock moves like that, said Tall Pine. I wish I could have seen those things, said Spotted Beetle. What happened next, said Hummingbird. A pine forest sprouted up around me. One day, a strong breeze shook a pine cone loose. From the pine cone, a seed fell onto the forest floor. I watched that seedling grow to be the tall pine who dances in the wind and keeps me company. Sometimes a spotted beetle wanders around to report on what he sees. And every so often, the loveliest hummingbird stops to rest after a long flight. And she describes the amazing places she's visited. It's a very nice spot, said Old Rock. Yes, it is, agreed Tall Pine. Very nice, said Spotted Beetle. Not boring at all, said Hummingbird. So, rocks are cool. So, you think about Old Rock, and think about my rock right here. This rock, there's a whole thing in the back. 1.8 billion years ago, this rock was probably formed. It's a hard rock. It was formed out of lava. So originally it was igneous. If it was compacted and heated and pressured over time in the underground, we would say it was metamorphic. I'm not exactly sure which one it is, metamorphic or igneous, but it started out igneous. It might have changed and became metamorphic because metamorphic means change under pressure. It's definitely not sedimentary, but we have these all over town. And they're very heavy. What happens is during when houses are built, when buildings are built, they dig up these rocks. They're already there. Because the glacier came down for 75,000 years, Massachusetts was covered by a giant mile-high, mile-deep glacier. And then about 21,000 years ago, it receded. So you saw that rocks were carried down by glaciers and left all over the place. You'll see big rocks all over. And what we call those are glacial erratics. Erratic. They weren't supposed to be there. It's erratic. So this could be a glacial erratic. There's lots all over town. And so as the ice pushed away, it left all these rocks. And you'll see also in Massachusetts, all over our area, there are lots of stone walls going through the woods. Back when farmers were trying to farm in Massachusetts. And the problem with farming in Massachusetts is there are a lot of rocks left over from this glacial period. So we're always digging up rocks. You do anything in your garden, you dig up rocks. And it became they put the rocks in walls, you try to build it whatever you could do with those rocks. But at some point we realized as we expanded westward that there were better places to farm because New England was very rocky. So you don't see as many farms in Massachusetts anymore. That's part of the reason, because there's a lot of rocks. And so you probably have a lot of rocks in your neighborhood. So go out and look. And you know what? You should take a picture of yourself. If you could do me a favor, it's up to you. You don't have to. Go outside and take a picture of yourself in front of a rock. And not just a rock. I want you to take it in front of a boulder. So I call a boulder something big. How much does a boulder weigh? Well, I figured that out too. So this rock, you measure it by cubic feet. So that's length times width times height. So I'm not going to do it all now because I already did it. I'm just showing you. See, you measure it across. So it's 8 feet across. I measured it back. It's actually 7 feet deep. And then I measure it down. And I see this is 3. I see 3's right there. I'm going to say 4 because I'm sure there's part of the rock. And I'm probably being generous because I'm not generous because it's probably deeper than that. So let's say it's 8 by 7 by 4. So if you multiply that together, it's 224 cubic feet. So a rock like this weighs 175 pounds per cubic foot. So we said 224 times 175. That is 39,200 pounds. That's very heavy. That's like 280 first graders. Could you lift 280 first graders? I could probably lift 2, maybe 3 if I put one on my head. But in general, that's pretty heavy. So you'll see when people are building houses and they dig up rocks, they kind of just leave them in your yard because they're too heavy to move. So if you could do me a favor, find a big boulder in your town, in your area, take a picture of it and send it to me. You can actually attach it to the Facebook post here, or you can go to our email it to galefreekids@gmail.com, and I'll post all these pictures of boulders in town. And I got some hints from you. You could go to Trout Brook. There's a lot of good boulders at Trout Brook. There's a couple of small rocks that are almost boulders at Eagle Lake. Fisher Road, there's the White Oaks Conservancy trails. There's a really great rock there called Cousins Rock. It actually has a label on it. You could sit and have a picnic on it. It's so big. So do one of those things. Go find a rock, take a picture, and send it to us. And we'll post it. Post it on our website. Okay? All right. See you later.